You know that feeling when you look at your income statement and you scroll down to the very bottom where it shows your net income and it shows you made so much money? It feels great, right? But then you look at your bank account and it doesn't quite match what the net income shows. What's going on there? Well, you probably have a leaky bucket. In this case, your bucket is your bank account. It's your business. You have a leak somewhere. So let's figure out where that leak is. Now, this video and the report in the link below are especially helpful for law firms, and if you're a solo practitioner attorney, even more so for you. However, this report and what this video is going to cover is really going to be helpful for any business owner. It's helpful for me. It's something that I've used in my own business that I've had to analyze and look through my bank accounts, my financial statements, and see where there's a leak in my system. So this is going to be helpful for you. I've broken this video down into 5 different categories. I broke the report down into 5 different categories, but in this video, we're just going to talk about one particular point in each of these categories. So what are the 5 categories? Number 1, we're going to talk about hiring. Or your payroll is going to be your most expense in your financial statements in most cases. Number 2, we're going to talk about strategy. Number 3, we're going to talk about expenses as a whole. Number 4, we're going to talk about cash flow. And number 5, we're going to talk about marketing. In a lot of cases, marketing is your second or third biggest expense. So we have to talk about that. So number 1, hiring. What do we want to talk about hiring? Well, hiring is very expensive. Hiring can be even more expensive if you have a lot of turnover. How can we get around this? Well, look at your business as a whole. Is there anything you can outsource? Outsourcing can be much more inexpensive, especially if you're outsourcing overseas, or even within the United States. Now, think about apps like Upwork. Go to a website called Upwork. There's Thumbtack as well. There's a bunch of different things that you can outsource in your business. Things like if you're running a law firm, translations, things like that can easily be outsourced to others. Your bookkeeping, your accounting. You don't need to have a tax team in-house, right? Think about all these different things. So just look through your business, look through your financial statements, look at every little line item in your expenses and think, which one of these can I outsource? I am paying somebody $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Heck, maybe you're paying somebody $80,000 or $100,000 a year, and outsourcing it would only cost a fraction of that. Think about those different things that you can outsource. Now, kind of going with that, our second thing is strategy. Our second point is strategy. And what we're going to talk about there is there may be something that you do too much of. So you as the owner, you need to focus on what makes you money. And what is that? That's like you going out there. Maybe that's going to trade shows. Maybe that's going to conferences. Maybe that's going to talk to people, networking with other people, spending money on advertising. We don't need you to be doing the books. We don't need you to be doing the accounting. We don't need you to be the one that is translating these documents in different languages. You don't need to be the one that does all the consultations, right? You focus on what makes you money. What makes you money? Is it bringing people in through the door, or is it you being busy doing the day-to-day work? Don't be caught up in spending all of your time and resources on yourself, like letting yourself do all the work. Outsource that or hire somebody out for that, right? So do what makes you money. So keep that in mind always. So that is point number 2, strategy. Number 3, we're going to talk about expenses, and that kind of flows along with this, and that is spending too much money on expensive office space. Guys, it's 2023. When you're watching this, it may be even later than that. I really think like years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to think it's a little silly that we drove somewhere to work on a computer. Don't spend so much money on office space. You can do maybe work out something where you are having your employees work remotely. Heck, your employees are going to love it. Now, think about this. You hire an employee for $40,000 a year and you offer them the option to work from home. That's going to be more enticing than them taking a job that's maybe $45,000, but they're having to go into an office space every time. So not only are you looking more attractive to potential employees, but you're saving money on office space. You could always even have like what I do for my business is have a co-working space. So if I ever do need an office space, if I need a conference room to talk to clients, if I need a conference room to talk to employees, contractors, whatever that may be, I can rent that out and I pay a very small monthly fee. I think I pay like $60 a month, and that is a fraction of what I would be paying on office space on a monthly basis, right? So we've talked about hiring, we talked about strategy, we talked about expenses. Number 4 is cash flow. I'm definitely preaching to the choir. I am the person that I need to be talking about here. I look at my bank account and I see my money is high and I want to spend it on all the cool stuff. I want to buy the new cool desk for my business. I want to buy the new cool standing desk that's mechanical and all that good stuff, right? But then there's this big expense that comes up at the end of the month that I forgot about. So what are we talking about here is liberal spending when the money is high. So being able to strategically plan when to spend money and when to not spend money. You can no longer just decide on when to spend money just based on your bank account being high, right? You want to be strategic about it. Look at your financial statements month to month. And if you don't have clean financial statements, that number one is the first thing you need to do. Get clean financial statements, get you an accounting team, and if you don't have that, like I mentioned earlier before, outsource that to somebody, right? And then number 5, marketing. Not knowing how your business compares to others is going to kill your business. You need to know how much you are spending on payroll. You need to know how much you're spending on marketing. You need to know how much you're spending on, office space, right? But here we're going to focus on marketing. How much are you spending on marketing in comparison to others? Are you spending enough? Are you spending too much? And how much are you getting in return? What is your return on investment? Do you know what that is? Now you have different avenues of marketing. You have radio, maybe you have radio ads, maybe you have TV ads, maybe you're doing Facebook posts that you're like spending money on, maybe you're organically growing your Facebook following. Whatever that may be, you want to make sure that you know what your resources are going to and how much return on ad spend you are getting. If you do not know that, you need to. Now, those are the 5 things. Again, hiring, strategy, expense, cash flow, and marketing. What were they? Hiring in-house. Number 1 was the first one. Number 2 was strategy, which was as the owner, focusing on what makes you money. Number 3, expensive office spaces. Number 4 was the cash flow, and that's liberal spending when money is high, when money is good. The last one is your marketing. Not knowing how your business compares to others. So knock those 5 down and you will be in business, or you're already going to be, 10 steps, 20 steps ahead of your competitors, of your peers. So knock those 5 things out and you'll be way ahead of them. Now, if you click the link below, you will get access to the Leaky Bucket report, which will have these 5 things and much more. I think there's like 50 of them. It's been a while since I looked at this. So when I created it, I just went at it, created a bunch of different items. Look at that. And then if you have questions, of course, contact me, paraledger.com, and book a consultation. I'll be happy to go over this with you.